It's Miss Laurie
and Anna
and Addie. We're here today to read you a fall book and do a fall craft. This is a paper plate apple. So we're going to show you what the inside of an apple looks like, and it'll be a fun craft on this cold fall day. But first, we'll sing our hello song. Ready? If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, say shh, shh. If you'd like to read a book, say shh, shh. If you'd like to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, say shh, shh. Okay. Pete the Cat, Falling for Autumn by Kimberly and James Dean. It's a new book. We have the new stickers. So if you enjoy listening to it, check it out at our library. It is the first day of fall, and Pete the Cat is feeling blue. I like summer better, he says. In summer, I can swim and surf and play at the beach. Maybe you just need to remind yourself of all the things you love about autumn, Mom suggests. Pete says, I'll try. Do you see all the leaves? Pete finds Grandma in the kitchen. She's baking delicious pumpkin pies. The whole house smells sweet and spicy. Pete loves helping Grandma bake pumpkin pie, but he loves helping eat it even more. After the baking is done, Pete picks a squat orange pumpkin from the counter and slips it into his backpack as a souvenir. Do you like pumpkin pie? I love pumpkin pie. Do you like pumpkin pie? No. Not everyone likes it. Next, Pete heads to the town corn maze. Pete and his friends wander through the long, twisty paths made of tall corn stalks. The best part of the corn maze is getting lost and having to start over again. As he leaves, Pete plucks a golden corn cob from the maze and places it inside his backpack. Has anyone been to a corn maze? We got lost. Then Pete visits Grandpa, who is knitting on the porch. Grandpa helps Pete use the knitting needles to knit the yarn into cool patterns. Together, Pete and Grandpa make a long, cozy scarf for Pete to wear. When they're done, Pete chooses a little ball of leftover yarn and places it inside his backpack. He's getting quite the collection of things in his backpack. I wonder what he's going to do with them. Next, Pete goes to the hayride at the park. Pete, Bob, Mom, Dad, and Grandpa all pile into a wagon filled with hay. They go on a bumpy wagon ride around the park. Woo-hoo, Pete shouts. At the end of the ride, Pete grabs a handful of sweet-smelling hay from the wagon and stuffs it into his backpack. I hope his backpack can fit all this stuff that he's putting in it. Oh, we're going to talk about apples next.
Pete heads over to the apple orchard, where he and Callie go apple picking. They eat sweet apple donuts and drink hot apple cider and fill their buckets with apples of all different shapes and sizes. Before he leaves, Pete chooses a round red apple and drops it into his backpack. Next, Pete stops by the park. He plays touch football with Bob and their friends. Pete scores a touchdown and everyone cheers. After the game, Pete grabs Bob's football and stuffs it into his backpack. It barely fits, Bob won't mind if I borrow this, Pete says. Finally, Pete heads back home, but he stops in his front yard, which is covered in bright leaves falling from the trees. Pete helps his dad rake the leaves into big, colorful mounds. Then Pete runs and jumps into all the leaf piles. After he's done jumping, Pete picks a bunch of red and gold and orange leaves and stuffs them into his backpack. Pete's backpack is bursting with fall souvenirs. He can't wait to show Mom. I love autumn, Pete says. Wonderful, says Mom. You know, these would make great decorations for Thanksgiving. So Pete helps Mom fill a basket with all his mementos. They place the basket at the center of the table. You did a great job, Pete, says Mom. It's beautiful, says Dad. Is that my football? Asks Bob. Just then, the doorbell rings. The Thanksgiving guests are here. All of Pete's family and friends gather around the dining room table. They tell stories and laugh at jokes while they eat. Everyone is having a great time. Pete looks around the table and smiles. He loves lots of things about autumn, but Pete knows what he loves most all year long. His family and friends. The end.
Yay! I hope you enjoyed our book, and now we're going to show you how to make our paper plate apple. It's really easy to do. So come on over and we'll show you how to make it. Before we make it, I want to show you a little something about the inside of an apple. So I know maybe some of you have eaten taffy apples. So this would be the inside of the apple. Down here. Okay, do you see how it looks when you cut into it? Okay, so I want to show you the parts of the apple. So the top would be the stem, and I'll show you how to make that. The leaf, now that's the outside of the apple, but inside, which is what we're going to show you on our craft, you still have the stem, the leaf. The little dots right there, those are the seeds. So I'll show you how to draw that on your apple. The core. Then you have this all the way around, that's called the flesh. The outside of the apple is the skin. So that's the inside of an apple. Now I'll show you how to make this. Okay, what you'll need just a regular paper plate. You'll need either a brown crayon or brown marker. You'll need some scissors. Now you won't need the scissors for the whole craft, but I'll show you what you'll need them for. A baggie to collect your pieces of red, and then you're going to need 3 colors of construction paper. Green for the leaf, brown for the stem, and then we're going to make the skin of the apple. So you'll need red construction paper. So what I did, I pre-cut the leaf. So there's your leaf. I have my stem somewhere. Oh yes. Okay. So what you'll do is, I'll show you. You'll want to glue the leaf and stem pretty close together. So the leaf, you'll want to cut out the shape. It's like a big raindrop. So that'll be the leaf. The stem I made a little wider at the top than the bottom. There's your stem. Now this is the fun part. You'll need scissors to cut those pieces out, but this is fun. And if some of them don't know how to cut yet, this is perfectly easy for them to do. So what you'll do, you'll take the paper, and all you do is rip. Okay, here, you can start. Anna will show you. So then what you're going to do after you rip a piece, you make smaller pieces. And this is, like I said, really simple to do. You don't need scissors. If you want to save time, you can rip them ahead of time and stick them in a bag to save time. But if you don't, that's fine. So, and then so you'll just do, I'll do this whole piece of paper. Isn't this fun, Anna? So I'll do one more strip. Okay, and then you take your strip. Now again, after you glue the leaf and the stem, so you just rip them. Anna's got smaller pieces, I have bigger pieces. Okay, then you're gonna take your paper plate, we're gonna draw the core and the seeds. So I made 3 little seeds there. Here there's 4. So I'm gonna draw, okay, just like that. And then Anna will show you how to glue them around. You'll need a glue stick also.
So you can either glue it directly on the piece of paper and then stick it to the paper plate, or you can glue it to the paper plate and then stick it like that. And then you'll do it in layers, so in the end it looks like that.
Yeah, you want to do many layers. So it won't be good if you just do one. So make it really, really full. And you could pretty much do this with anything. If you wanted to do a pumpkin, you could make this orange and then put the face. You could basically do anything you wanted. But I like the idea because it's fall and it's an apple, and I wanted to show you that. And it's basically really, really fun, and it's super simple to do. You don't need a lot of supplies, pretty much whatever you have around the house. So that's how you make your paper plate apple. Yay! I hope you enjoyed it. I know this was really fun to make. So, and you know what you can do? You could put it, I don't know if you can put it on a fridge with magnets. It might be too heavy, but you can maybe tape it somewhere. Maybe even put a hole punch in the middle and hang it that way. So I hope you enjoyed doing our craft. And now we're going to sing our goodbye song. Ready? Oh, it's time to say goodbye to our friends. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. Story time is done today, so come again another day. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. Bye everyone. Thank you for watching. Happy fall.